In this video, I want to look at the process of what it's going to take to upgrade this somewhat older gravel grinding adventure bike. This is a Specialized AWOL, and I believe I got this as a Christmas present from my wife in 2014, and it was actually manufactured in 2013, which in the scheme of things, that puts Specialized pretty much ahead of the pack in terms of bringing these types of bikes to market. Now, of course, they're quite popular. Everybody makes some, and many manufacturers offer several different varieties. At any rate, this bike, being that it is a little bit of an older design, it is spec'd out as a 3x9 27 speed, kind of sort of more like what you might find on an older mountain bike, even though this does have road components on it. And what I want to do in this video is modernize it, convert not only the drivetrain but the brakes and the wheels and a couple other different components to really kind of breathe some new life into it. I've taken this bike on a couple of different backpacking adventures. I do a lot of gravel riding on the Phoenix canals, of which we have about 176 miles of canals in this valley. And actually that's where I spend most of the time. So what I want to do is not only put some new and fresh parts on this bike, but also dial it in a little bit more so it fits better with the type of riding that I mostly do. And again, that's mostly flat gravel type riding. So anyway, it's going to be quite a bit of a learning experience. I have a collection of parts that I've ordered, and they've all arrived, and they're ready to go on the bike, and I hope they all fit as I anticipate. So anyway, let's have a look. Well, everything came apart pretty easy, actually. The things that I thought were going to be a challenge turned out to be not so much, and of course, as it often is the case, those that I didn't anticipate would be a puzzle were just that. Now the next job is going to be figuring out and coming up with a plan to get the various parts put together, assembled, and onto the frame. And the biggest challenge is going to be in the wheels. I purchased a set of wheels that are a wheel set actually, and but they still require the cassette to be put on the freewheel and the disc brakes to be put on, and there's also going to be some adapting necessary because the rims that I purchased are through axle, which is pretty much what you end up with anymore. Any kind of new bike is going to be through axle, any new frame is through axle versus the traditional quick release hubs that I have. Fortunately, DT Swiss that makes this wheel set, they provide everything in the wheel set that you need to adapt from not only through axle to quick release, but they also give you the adapters to go from a Shimano setup or a SRAM setup, and even there's a spacer for the rear wheel to put it on a boost rear end, a wider fat tire style rear end, so, or frame rather. So I'm hopeful that there's going to be everything I need is going to be available. I haven't actually gone through the process to sort of figure it all out yet, but it doesn't look too difficult. The manual that's shipped is written in about 8 different languages, but most of it is usually like safety and ride with a helmet, that sort of thing. So I'm not too concerned. It doesn't look complicated. I've just never done it before, so there's going to be some puzzling. Okay. First challenge, didn't get very far before I ran into a challenge, was getting these through axle adapters replaced with the quick release adapters. DT Swiss, again, they provide these adapters for quick release, but it's deceptively simple to get them swapped out. What's scary is you have this beautiful wheel here, and you literally got to pry or yank these adapters out using a large tool and a rag. I kind of came up with this strategy myself, and then I was really feeling nervous. I tried some plastic pry tools and stuff. Fortunately, somebody else on YouTube showed me exactly what to do, and this is basically what you do. And again, it seems quite scary. So you just got to wrap it around there, and the front one was much harder than the rear, it looks like. And now the trick is matching. Let me get the, I kind of did them both. I want to put this one in before I swap it out. I'm pretty sure that's going to be the one for this side. And then they go in. It's just a matter of pressing them in there. Again, the rear ones are much easier than the front one was. Doesn't seem like you could screw this up, but you know, I've screwed up other simpler things before. Eee. That's gonna bug me. I like a silent freewheel. I don't know what causes some to be different than the others. I can't imagine there's much difference. Maybe I would assume you just line up the these together. I mean, I suppose you could do it like that if you wanted to, but it kind of makes sense to. Yeah, there might even be some math to that, but yeah, there is. There's a little bit of a kind of a bit of a pattern. I don't think you can put these on the wrong way necessarily. Yeah, they alternate the splines, so even I could figure that out. All right, and then I'm just gonna step it up. Now I don't know. Let's see. That guy concerns me. I don't know what that's all about. Where that goes. I wonder if that was supposed to be on the very back. It kind of feels like it would probably go on the very back. I better do some homework on that one. I mean, that just it either goes on the back or the front. Can't imagine it goes in the middle anywhere. Let's see here. I kind of feel like that might go back there. I better check that out. No instructions.